Good morning. Today's lesson plan 5 theme is passive voice. This this lesson plan was designed for senior high school. The length of the class is 45 minutes and the proficiency level for this class is A2. The lesson plan objectives are listening. Students will be able to identify active voice and passive voice. They will have to identify the difference between both. In speaking, students will be able to use passive voice to give reports. In reading, students will be able to analyze actions in active voice to transform them into the passive voice. For the writing, students will be able to transform sentences into passive voice. The methodology that I use and strategies for this lesson plan were communicative language method and audiolingual method and direct method. The strategies were whole class work. They will be able to watch a PowerPoint. They'll have a conversation in peers. They will review the answers of the worksheet also. If in pair work, they will have a worksheet and they will act out some activities. Excuse me. Okay. So for this topic, um, this topic is a little bit challenging for students to grasp since this is an entirely new structure for them. So I had to spend plenty of time on the introduction and conduct several comprehension checks along the way before the class start. So I had to go over um to go over other topics in order to introduce this. Okay, so so the anticipatory set was I read a story in the active voice. The story was run and play. So to introduce the the topic, the passive voice. So after this, I will have to ask some questions about the difference between active and passive to make them see the difference. So okay, so the warm-up activity, I started reading the story and showed the difference between the active and passive voice. I will give after this I will give them the explanation of the grammar topic. I will give them the explanation to solve the passive voice activities by showing a PowerPoint presentation. This PowerPoint presentation will help them understand in they will help my students understand in a better way the grammar topic. After this, students will have to solve some exercises about this, and I will have the chance to answer some questions to them if they have any doubts. I will have to I will have the time to explain to them. I will be walking around monitoring the correct use of the grammar. I will also be um, I will also be checking for pronunciation, and students will have to complete the exercises for this topic. The guided practice, students will be working in pairs. They will take turns, and each student will give an active sentence and the other student will have to transform into a passive voice. So as I said before, they will have to take turns, and both can get a chance to practice. Okay, for the independent practice, teacher, I will hand a list of 10 sentences. These sentences from active voice will have to be changed to the passive voice, omitting the original subject. And for the assessment, students will have some stories to read and identify passive voice sentences and active voice. The closing and review will be, I will have to go over the grammar topic briefly and asking students if they have some questions or doubts. I will be answering those questions. And for homework, students will have to read a story and transform the active voice to the passive voice. Okay, so I use for this lesson plan, I was able to design two supplementary activities where students will be able to practice and reinforce what they learn on class. As I said before, this topic is a little bit challenging for them because it's because of the topic. I mean, it's a little bit difficult. Some of them don't understand right away. I may have to I may have to go over the topic the next day also because because of my experience teaching this topic. I know that most of the students won't get it right away. So it has to be, I believe, in 3 or 4 days. So these supplementary activities are about the students will have to circle the correct form. They'll get they will get different options, so they have to circle the correct form of the verb to complete both passive and active sentences. So I try to use simple sentences and vocabulary so it so they won't get confused with this. So to make it a little bit simple until they learn completely this topic. Um, so what something that I would like to say about this lesson plan is that I really think that this topic will be good for students in with the level with a higher level, especially for I think it would be better for senior students. And that will be all for this class. Thank you for your attention.